When you find a document that refers to your relative, click on the name on the left side of that line, and a summary of that record will appear. By clicking on Attach to Family Tree, a side-by-side comparison between what is in the record and the family that is already in Family Tree next appears. Clicking on the Compare command brings up an individual in the record with line-by-line comparisons with the family in Family Tree. If given line of information about an individual on the Family Tree side is blank, the data from the document side can be brought across by clicking Add. If there is already any information on the Family Tree side, then any needed updates will have to be edited into the Vital Information area. Click on Attach to connect the record as a new source to that person in Family Tree. Attaching the document to multiple persons as separate sources. A number of documents, census, marriage, death, etc., actually provide information about multiple people. The image and an individualized transcript can and should be attached to each person in the record. Upon clicking on Review Attachments, you will see each person mentioned in the record listed in matching pairs across the left side, which is the record, and the right side, which is Family Tree. When one set of individuals match directly across from each other, click first on Compare and then on Attach, and the source will be attached. When one of the individuals appears on both lists, but the two entries are offset from each other, use the drag and drop to move the record side individual to the matching position on the Family Tree side and proceed as above. Remember to edit the vital information on the Person Details page to add any additional details from the record to the Family Tree Person Details. At times, the new document will show additional family members that have not previously been identified. Carefully review the data to assure that this additional family member is not just a slightly different variant of an existing family member already in Family Tree. If it is a variant, drag the record data to align with the corresponding Family Tree individual, then compare and attach. If it is a completely new person, drag the record name to create a new line, colored orange, in the appropriate position and proceed as below. Click on Add to bring up first a computer-generated list of possible duplicates in the system beyond what is currently in this family. Select one from the list if there are sufficient matching details, or click on Create a New Person to generate a new person from the record. You can modify certain details as you create the new person, such as standardizing dates and locations, or utilizing maiden surname for a daughter, or removing married surname for a wife. As you finish, click on Save and then Attach. This action will create the new person in Family Tree, attach him or her in the correct position in the family, and attach the source to that person. The default appearance of the family in the Compare screen consists of the nuclear family, individual, spouse, parents, siblings, and children only. Occasionally we have in the records additional family members, grandparents, in-laws, grandchildren, etc. Look for the silhouette of a head just above the person you were looking at on the Family Tree side. Click on the head. From the drop-down list, choose someone who would include that extended family member in their own nuclear family. Click on that name to change the nuclear family and proceed to compare and attach the source. When more than one spouse exists, you can select the correct spouse by clicking on the rectangular box on the spouse line below the primary person and selecting the correct spouse. Then proceed to compare and attach. You also have the option to select a completely new spouse, add the individual, and attach the source.